Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sakshi, and I am here to talk on the topic visual merchandising. So, first thing, what is visual merchandising? So, if you break the words visual and merchandising, so visual is everything which is connected to what we see, what we feel, what we hear, everything which connects us to our senses, right? And merchandising is a marketing practice by which a brand sells something. So when we connect both visual merchandising, it's ideally a presentation of a store and its merchandising in such a manner that will attract the potential customers. Uh, for example, if we take a store, any retail outlet, if we display something in a way which is new to the customer, so if I am a customer just passing by, I'm not even a customer, I'm just a passive buyer. So if I see something good, I might want to get inside and see at least what is that. So it is also a practice which converts the passive buyer to an active customer. So that was the overall thing what exactly visual merchandising is. At store level things are different, at ZO level and at head office level things are different. So what exactly is the role of a store VM? As a store VM, we have to make sure that we do timely execution is done. Any offer which is coming up, timely execution needs to be done within the timelines. And we have our vendors who do all the printings and everything. So we need to make sure that we need to coordinate with the vendor so that our execution doesn't get delayed. We get the quality of work, not just the quantity. If I want 15 quantities of XYZ thing and I am ordering 15 and people, they are sending me maybe not a very good quality of it, they are compromising with the quality because I have asked for a quantity. So that should not be there. That coordination should be there with your vendors. And we take initiatives at store levels. We train VM assistants and VM assistants. Then main thing is to maintain the look and feel of the store. So these are some of the pictures of well-maintained stores. Now main thing that comes as a part of a VM, store VM, that is a window display. So a window display is the first thing that a customer sees from outside without even entering the store. If I'm seeing something good in that particular window, maybe 30 by 10 or 20 by 10 inch feet window, then I would get an idea what the store is going to offer me. If I see all winter wear, all shabby colors, winter wear but shabby colors, I might not want to get in. But if I see a window nicely set up with a good color story, with a good color theme and a good story behind that window, I might would want to just get in and check the collection, what all they have to offer during this winter season. So that is there. It is like the first impression to the customer. So this is again a window which clearly says that we have a collection of winter wear, maybe puff jackets. I am displaying my one category, but I am showcasing a color. Like, we have different colors which you might not get, because in bomber jackets or in puff jackets, the main colors that you get is red, blue and black. So here we are offering purple, light blue, turquoise and orange as well. So what to use for a successful window display? Number one that we use is mannequins. Alternate to mannequins, fixtures and props. When it comes to mannequins, we divide mannequins with the common types by audience, by color, by functionality and standalone parts. In common types, realistic mannequins, semi-realistic, abstract and headless. By audience, I mean plus size, kids and pregnant. Color, we can differentiate by color, black, white, golden, skin color and golden color. By functionality, dress form, flexible. Flexible we don't use really as nowadays. So we use dress forms, torsos and bust. And then standalone parts. So this is a realistic and another one is a semi-realistic. When we talk about realistic mannequins, so they have proper features. They are identical to how a human body looks like exactly. They don't resemble to any of the film star or anyone, it's just a normal human being. Then semi-realistic is a little lesser than a realistic one. The parts are clearly visible, but you cannot relate yourself. Like if I cannot relate my face to a semi-realistic mannequin, but I might be able to relate my face to a realistic mannequin. Then comes your abstract and headless. Abstract is completely opposite of realistic. It has got no connection. It will have very different fixtures and very different postures. And headless it has got everything apart from the head. So ideally, mainly we use headless when we want to highlight the merchandise we have put on. So this is the plus size kids and for the pregnant ones. Then alternate to mannequins is pin-up techniques. We don't use it much in India, but yeah, at places like Selfridges and Hermes, we use this pin-up technique. We don't use mannequins. We just tie the garment with fish wire or something. It gives an impression that something is there, but ideally nothing is there. Then we use torsos and busts for tables and for elevated walls and everything. Types of fixtures we use at store is just shelves, 2-way, 4-way, 8-way browsers, gondola displays, step arms, waterfall, straight arms, slat wall pegs and slat walls. So that's the gondola, 4-way, 8-way, waterfall, then there's a step arm, shelves and pegs. Types of props that we use are functional props, decorative props and structural props. Functional props which are mainly used, like we would be needing a mannequin, we would be needing a shelf, we would be needing like a store. Without those props cannot function. Then comes decorative props which are only for decoration. Like they don't serve you as much, but they are only for the display purpose. Structural props which are there in the wall, like mannequins, tables, so which has got a complete structure is there. So these are the structural props. And how do we style our mannequins? So while styling our mannequins, if we are portraying a new collection which has come up, so it is very important to put up new collection. Layering should be there because nowadays people are more into layering. Even in summers they want to layer, even if it is just a light shrug or something, so they want to layer things up. So that should be there. Accessories should be there. Main focus should be on what is there on the garment. If my garment has got different colored collar from inside, so I might have to just pull up the collar just to highlight that there's a different color inside. So your different, or maybe you can say the extra element that your garment has, that should be highlighted in a way that it looks good and people around can wear. So this is from Pantaloons only. This is like we did a focal point display and a cluster display at our stores. So these are the pictures. First one has got a color story of blue and green. Next one, first half has black and yellow, and another one has black and red. Thank you.
Sakshi, I want to really understand what is the philosophy or vision, and what is the connection of a brand's identity has to do with the visual display or visual merchandising for that matter.
Okay, so if we take like two companies, for example, I am taking Central and I take Pantaloons.
Right.
So Central concentrates more on Western wear. So if I am doing any kind of display, let it be cluster display or focal point display or anything, my idea should be that I'll have to highlight my Western. So that is the image that Central has in the mind of the people. If they enter, they would have a good collection of Western wear. When we talk about Pantaloons or maybe lifestyle, they don't have it specifically over there. They give equal importance to ethnic wear, they give equal importance to Western wear. So that this is where the difference lies. If I'm styling or doing any kind of display or maybe just a brand display, for example, any of the brand, maybe 109 display or maybe Ants display at Central, that would be very much different from what I do at Pantaloons.
Maybe the product is the same.
Yes. Maybe I can change the elevation unless and until it has come from their HO to do elevation in a proper way. I would highlight those things which my customers might wear, would want to buy.
And how do you know that?
So if I am at Central, okay, the price point tells you, the client, your customer, your clientele tells you what to display and what not. So if maybe I am at a store which is not at a very good location, maybe it's in a residential area or something, like we have a store at Shalimar Bagh which is in a residential area. So in that store, if I am offering off-shoulder top or maybe a little showy dress kind of a thing, so I know that it won't move. Even if I put it on mannequin or even if I do an elevation in such a way that that dress comes out, we know that it won't move from that particular store. But if we do uh, at same or maybe a different elevation in a store like GIP or Mall of India, then we know that we have a clientele of that type. People are going to wear, people are going to buy. So there are a lot of articles which we don't see at our store, it won't move. Maybe at XYZ store it might move.
So do you think, at what level do you suggest a student of fashion, if it is 3 years course and 6 semester, what level they should be doing visual merchandising?
It depends on how creative you are.
No, what level you would want as a teacher to teach them?
At exactly what happens in the retail sector, what exactly is a role.
I'll reframe my question. In the first semester, in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth semester, which semester would you suggest this subject to be a part of
Okay.
the curriculum?
Maybe from second semester.
Do you think it is that important and that elaborate that you can, from the second till the sixth, you can explain it? I mean, you would want it in continuation, or you would just want it in the second semester?
No, in continuation.
Till the sixth semester?
Yeah. Not till the sixth semester, but maybe if not from the second semester, it can start from the second year till third year, like 4 semesters.
And what are your forte areas?
I am good with mannequin styling.
Styling.
Yeah, styling, color stories, maintaining color blocking and everything.
No, that you're talking in reference to visual merchandising. As a subject, I mean, I understand that you were a student of
Fashion and textile merchandising.
yeah, fashion and textile. So you understand what subjects you have studied.
Yeah.
So what subjects can you deliver?
So that would be VM
Yeah.
and trend forecasting.
ये क्या खासियत है? Okay. And
I'll have to go through it again, like merchandising also.
so okay, let me give you a little idea about a 3 years course. If we have foundation, which is in the first semester, it talks about the basic understanding of fashion, an overview of what is fashion, what is the fashion industry, drawing and sketching, and elements and principles of design. Second year talks about more you're making them work more practical, like stitching, garment construction, illustration, draping, basic draping, yes, embroideries, textiles. The third year talks, now they are independent, so they are talking about visual merchandising, marketing and management, and apparel management, and costing and estimation, and flats, and making the whole collection, the range development, portfolio development, and all that. And in the second, from the first year, second semester, you start with their design project, which goes till their graduating show. So these are an overview of the subjects that we have. So what do you think you?
So I can take care of introduction things. I have not done illustrations and garment construction. So apart from, if we keep that things aside, I'll be able to manage it.
Okay, thank you, Sakshi.